As I was being recorded, this thing about religion, we all know who has the money and who has the power and who's had all this wealth right now and is telling us to, going green initiative, driving electric cars, do not eat meat, and basically for the most part give to charity and all these things, and they look so good. Well, we all know who you are. You are the ones who don't accept us. We all accept you in loving ways, and for the most part, there's a hierarchy. There's a class system, and it's of the old archons and draconians. I mean, it's not that they're bad. I mean, for the most part, we might even be more attracted to them. So as light workers, or, children of the light, or whatever you want to call it, but they've been very repressed in living those kind of lifestyles, and they're not really happy either, so we might be attracted to them. In any event, I want to talk about religion, and not so much the politics of who we are and who they are, and, where the energy or generation of generating economy is coming from. It's coming from a lineage, yes. It's coming from the rules and regulations of recycled souls, yes. And the only thing is that when we recycle, not all of us know or have any incline to why we're in this family or this other lineage when we come back. In any event, this karmic cycle that we're all attracted to, that is what causes others to hire others over others, and why all these rules have been put in place to not allow certain people to be in and others to be banished and invisible, deflected. Deflection is a tool, it's a great tool of invisibility or visibility. It's basically having a mirror and giving it back as a defense. It's like a shield, right? A separation, boundaries. In any event, in the 90s, I was open to these things called, living in the present moment, gurus. For some reason, I started getting into meditation and diet and these things, and they were telling me to live in the present moment, in the here and now. And what the religion was saying was otherwise. This is evil. It's satanic. Okay? As long as, there's different commandments. As long as you don't harm others, and, do as you may want to, as long as you're not harming yourself or others, and do unto others as you would want done to yourself. But for some reason, whatever my natural me was creating conflict with the way things should be or have to be from predestined ways of history. And for instance, as a woman, not allowed to have my own house, and without a man representing, and things. Well, if it's about shoveling snow, even all certain men are not inclined to doing those things, so they hire other people to do it. So I don't know what that was about, but they're all rigid belief systems that turn gods into statues, okay? Nobody wants anything. This is a prison. It's a mental prison that we end up in because we cannot fit into those molds. And, when we don't, we become exiled, and we become pushed away, repelled, and anybody who associates with us, oh, they're bad, you should be ashamed of it, and ridiculed and made fun of, misfits. And why these misfits? Because they're not the ones that are controlling the money system, right? So, religion, if you don't go according to the way these caste systems, the classes, the certain, hierarchies. So, for the most part, I would leave and go into other cultures, and not knowing their language made it even better for me, because I would resonate to their music, I would resonate, because when you get too much into the meaning of it, the resonance is lost. And you become more disconnected. The empowerment is all about connection. When you connect it to your higher self, to your oversoul, to your creator God being, your inner self. And with that said, all the many gods and goddesses that I was interested in, the conflicts would start with all the pantheons, the mythologies, the way they are, their history, how they were created. It's all nonsense. Because when you try to follow it to a T, even with Wicca, it just doesn't, I end up, it's hard to fit into that mold of someone else's creation. And the fact that we have to give our power, our belief in something that would conflict us in the way we are and the way we feel. If we don't feel comfortable, to just go with it anyway. Not all of us could do that. And so this thing called disability started happening. Oh, you must be crazy, or something wrong. Or because if we don't listen to our bodies, then we will. It's a delicate system. And what I'm trying to say is that, when people try to follow these rigid rules, they create imprisonment of the mind. And so they're happy with what? The luxury of money, and going green, and driving their electric cars, and not eating meat, and all these restrictions so that they can look good amongst their peers. This is what religion does. It separates the spirit from the soul and all the other bodies. I mean, it's all good when you can use the symbols and we can use the tools. Everything is a tool, so why not use the tools instead of becoming the tools of an indoctrination that those symbols represent in an idle form that blocks our energy flow? I think that maybe I kind of put it more into perspective, because my arm is getting tired from holding this digital camera. Because, not all of us are that, in that archonic Draco. Even some of us are not all that bad, but we can't all get along with that old system. And we're eventually going to get there. And love to all, much love and light. And so I'm grateful for everything. Thank you.